Can you guys hear me? I'm going to jump in the chat. If you guys are here and you can hear me and everything is fine, do me a favor in the chat and press 1. That will definitely help me a lot. Let's see here. Oh no. What did you guys hear me? I'm going to jump in the chat. If you guys are here and you can hear me and everything is fine, do me a favor in the chat and press 1. That will definitely help me a lot. Okay, perfect. Cool. Hi, everybody. Coolio, coolio, coolio. I think I actually should have opened this up in thing. Okay, cool. All right, so I can see Monique is here. Oh, thank you. Okay, yes, there was 2 voices because I opened up the live feed in another window instead of another tab. So I'm like, why did I do that? Hey, Sam. Hey, Bria. Hey, Lex. Thank you so much. Hey, Tamika, Kalina, Shalonda, Chloe, Ro, Trudy, Starla, Delphine, Monique. Hey, Monique. Tanya. Oh my gosh. From Namibia. I'm excited to hear I'm excited that you're here. Brittany, Sylvia, another Brittany, Carice, Shantae. Oh my gosh. You guys are fantastic. Okay. So I'm really excited about this too, you guys. So it's about 2 minutes after 2. I'm going to try to hang out for about 3 more minutes before we get started. Now, Narsha is going to be here and she will be able to help anybody if they're having any disconnection issues or audio or video issues. And so, oh, hey, Tatiana, how are you? So you guys should be in pretty good shape. And then we are going to have a pretty meaty 15, 20-minute Q&A after this. So if you guys do have questions throughout the presentation, I won't be able to see you guys, but I will definitely make sure that Narsha gets all the questions and we will absolutely make sure, I'll try my best to answer as many questions as I can. My goal here, of course, is to get through the presentation. I don't want to hold anybody up too long because, of course, I know some people are at work. Some people have the kids. I know everybody has a different situation going on, but I got to tell you guys, I'm so excited that you guys are here. I really, really hope that when you guys leave here, you do truly believe in fact that your blog can be your business. I think a lot of times we see people on the outside, who are doing it and are in a position we would like to be in. And sometimes we kind of think that can't be us. Like, even though we show up to things like this, we kind of think that can't be us. So I definitely want to make sure that you guys feel that way when you guys leave. So I just want to do a quick roll call. Oh, thanks, Jessica. That's so sweet of you. Thank you, Kathleen. I appreciate it. There's Narsha. Everybody say what's up to Narsha. Narsha helps me do all the course and the webinar stuff. She really knocked it out the park with this presentation today. She's the one who formats, I pretty much take everything that's in my brain and I write it. And I'm like, okay, Narsha, make it come to life. And she really knocked it out the park today. So we're really excited for you guys to get the presentation. While we're waiting for more people to come in, do me this favor. Let me know your Instagram handle and the city you're from. That would be great. Let's just do that. So I'm Maddie. I'm in Atlanta. And you can follow me on Instagram at the Maddie James. So if you're not following me already, go follow me now at the Maddie James. And yeah, Melody is in Atlanta. Let's see who else. Narsha is really the real MVP today. Yeah, she is. Yes. So shout out to Narsha. And I want to see where everybody is from. In case you guys, nice. Adrian from Birmingham, Sierra from DC. We got, okay, it's going so fast. Donnie from ATL. We have Dominique from Baltimore, Keandra from Dallas. I mean, you guys are just, it's going off. I'm trying. Donna from NYC, Kathleen is Style with Intention. Melissa is Living Loving Blogging on Instagram. Yeah, you guys are lit. I'm actually so excited to see so many people here from Atlanta. I don't know why I always think Atlanta people don't know me, when I'm super excited that you guys are here and holding it down. Yay, Shaquinta and Peachtree City. Awesome. Cool. Oh my gosh, we have over 200 people here. So like I said, you guys, I kind of just want to walk you guys through what to expect. We're going to get into the presentation. I'm going to do a quick test, and I'm actually going to grab my phone, and I'm going to do a quick test because I actually am going to make sure that I go full screen to do the presentation, but I want to make sure it comes through. I want to make sure the feed doesn't go black. We've had those issues before, but from just testing before, we should not have those issues. So I'm definitely going to I want Narsha to text me and let me know if in fact it goes to all black, and I'll come back here and check in here. If we're good to go, we'll go ahead and move forward with the presentation. If not, I will go ahead and make sure that I put it in PDF form and we just go through the presentation like that. So again, make sure you have your questions ready. I'm going to do my best to answer as many as possible, and we're about to get started. So let me make sure that I'm doing what I'm supposed to do here. Let's see. Hold on. Perfect. What did I do here? No, that's not what I need. All right, so I'm going to share my screen with you guys. And so you guys should be able to see this screen. You guys should be able to see welcome and style blog biz. I am going to wait to see. Now I'm going to go full screen, see if that works, and see if you guys can still see this. So Narsha, if you could just shoot me a text and let me know whether or not I can still see it, that would be great. Let's see here. And then if it's good to go, we're going to get started. I know it's on a little bit of a delay. Let's see here. So I'm going to stop sharing and make sure you guys are in good shape. So were you guys able to see the presentation? Were you guys able to see the presentation? Just let a young thug know. Were you guys, press 1 if you guys were able to see that full screen. When I went full screen, everybody was able to see it? Okay. Perfect. Okay, well then we're going to move forward and we're going to get started, girl. I'm excited. Okay, perfect. Thanks, Narsh. Thank you, everybody. We are ready to go, guys. So I am super stoked for all of you guys to be here. We're going to get into this keynote presentation. Okay, awesome. All right, guys, welcome to Style Blog Biz, aka How to Make Your Style Blog Your Business Workshop. I'm really excited about this because when I created this workshop, I had realized that I have been to tons of webinars, tons of workshops, even taken tons of courses, but nobody really focused on not only style blogging, but the business of style blogging. So I'm really excited to have you guys here today. Now, if you're on social media and you're sharing gems from today's workshop, please use the hashtag #StyleBlogBiz. All right. So that's hashtag #StyleBlogBiz. And I think we'll do like a little, I don't know, maybe like a little giveaway, because I was supposed to do a giveaway on the last one and totally did not end up doing that. Not on purpose, but just by accident. So maybe we'll do a little giveaway of a lot of stuff. So we'll figure out something to give away. So if you're on Twitter, you're on Instagram stories, #StyleBlogBiz is the hashtag to use. So you're probably here today for a number of reasons. There's so many of you guys here, over 800 of you guys signed up for today's broadcast, but you guys are more than likely here because you are having problems with several things, you know? So first and foremost, you're probably here today because you have no idea how to make your style blog profit. You know that it can be done, but you don't know like the exact directions. So you want to make money, but you haven't actually figured out how to do it. You're probably also not aware of what even makes your style blog profitable, right? So of course, your style blog is going to be different than other people's, and that's fine. You know what I mean? So it's really important. It's really important to make sure that you understand what makes you valuable. And right now you're just trying a little bit of everything, hoping that it works. So we're going to pinpoint that and make that a little bit more narrowed and focused for you. And lastly, you're probably here today because you want to make your style blog your full-time business sooner than later. And it's totally possible, but I want to make sure that you guys understand that it does take a lot more work than you're probably anticipating, but it is possible. But whatever the case, you guys, you're in the right place. My goal today is to make sure you no longer feel like this. The purpose of today's workshop is to show you how to turn your style blog hobby into a full-time business. I want to show you that it can be profitable and that it's possible. You know, not only is it possible, I'm doing it. And I there's so many of you guys who are honestly smarter than me, are going to go further than me. But today you've just got to make the decision to do the work. So you've probably been to other webinars where they underestimated your value and your knowledge and only served you a bunch of fluff, you know? And I want to make sure that you guys know that that's not what's going to happen here today. Today's training is completely no nonsense. It's no BS. It's not what I saw other bloggers do, and now I'm telling you what worked for them. Today, I'm only sharing things today with you that will give you the results that have given me. You know what I mean? So I'm only sharing my experiences. I'm not sharing anything else. So what you'll learn today is the 5 items that must go in your business plan. We're going to break them down each so you can get on it as soon as you're done with this workshop. And then next, we'll go into detail what makes your style blog valuable both to readers and brands, and it has nothing to do with your follower count. You'll be blown away that you've overlooked your own value again and again. Last but not least, I'm going to walk you through step by step how your style blog can go from your sometimes hobby to a full profitable business in 12 months. Yes, it is possible. And I'm going to break it down for you quarter by quarter and show you what you need to do to make this your reality. All right. So by the end of this webinar, you're going to have complete clarity on the business of style blogging as a whole, okay? You're not going to only understand the process and the content necessary to have a successful blog, but overall the business of style blogging. So here's what I'll say. We're going to cover a lot in a short amount of time. You know, I'm going to get through this. You know, I'm not trying to hold you guys up. So if you're not focused on this training 100%, then go ahead and close out your screen and come back when you can give your undivided attention. Of course, this is going to be up for another 24 hours completely free, and you can watch the replay. But right now, if you're not focused, if you're watching the kids, if you're trying to cook, if you're not in a place where you can just like sit down and give me, you know, your undivided attention, then go ahead and come back, because it's not going to be worth it to you, you know? And if you don't already, make sure you have a paper and pen to take lots of notes. Like I said, this workshop is only going to be available for another 24 hours. All right. So now that we've got the introduction and I've told you all the rules, let's go ahead and get into it. Now, allow me to reintroduce myself. As your Uncle Sean Carter has told you guys before, my name is Maddie. A lot of you guys are familiar with me. I see a lot of familiar names in the chat. But for those of you guys who don't know me or haven't been to one of my workshops in a while, my name is Maddie James. I'm the creator of MaddieJames.com. I'm also Chris's wife and Maza's mom, and I will be having my second baby in January. But I am a full-time blogger. I absolutely love creating content. And I also love teaching people how to create content that can essentially make them money and make them a living. So to make sure we're all friends here, I want to give you the Cliff Notes version of my blogging journey, okay? So I started blogging as a hobby in 2008, okay? It was literally nothing to write home about. It was on Blogspot and terrifically horrible. It was just so fantastically bad. I keep it up. If you're interested, you can check it out at maddieology.blogspot.com. And you can just see that I too started from square one, just like all of you, you know? It was on Blogspot. Like I said, I had no niche. I had no idea what I was doing. But in 2010, I got semi-serious and I bought my domain. So I no longer had the Blogspot URL. I was now taking things a little bit more seriously, you know? But you guys, it was quite a journey, okay? So 2010 was 7 years ago, right? If you want to count that as like when I got serious. And after lots of trial and error, it wasn't until 2013 that I started getting paid for my blog posts as a style blogger and got noticeably better at blogging. So that's 3 years, right? And that's when I received my very first 5-figure brand campaign. And that was the first time that it really hit me like, oh my gosh, like I could actually be one of those people who does do this on a full-time level. So my following was in the thousands across platforms, certainly a lot more modest than it is now, but I didn't have everything figured out. But the growth was apparent because I kept going, I kept creating, and just kept learning and figuring out how to get better. So at this point, I had gotten paid here and there, and I needed to figure out how to do it on a more consistent basis. So the following year in 2014, I became a mother for the first time, and I realized that financial flexibility and being in charge of my own schedule was the thing I wanted most to be instrumental. I wanted most so I could be instrumental in my kid's life, like without being, you know, it being super early in the morning or only on the weekends, you know, I just wanted that freedom. So I made the decision to, you know, come up with an exit plan to leave my job, you know? So it's still on slide 1, Narsha says. Okay, hold on. Let's make sure we get out of here. Okay, you guys can see it here. So do we want to go back? Okay. All right. All right, the slide isn't moving. The slides are supposed to move. So you guys should be able to see this. Are you guys able to see this? Yes, I can see that you guys can see this. So I'll just keep it on the you know, the keynote and not go full slide. Okay. That seems to be the issue here. All right. So let's try that one more time. Thanks, Narsha, for keeping me posted. All right. So again, we went through everything, so I'll go through the first few slides pretty quickly. Like I said, you're probably here for a number of reasons, you guys. You know, like you want to figure it out. You want to figure out how pretty much to make your style blog profitable. You want it to eventually be your full-time business. And again, you probably are unaware of your value, even though you know that there is something there. And you're in the right place. You know, like I said, I've been to tons of webinars and workshops and online courses and masterclasses, but no one's really focusing on the business of style blogging. Not anybody who really knows what they're talking about anyway, if we're being honest here. So that is why I created today's workshop. So you've probably been to other webinars that really just served you a bunch of fluff, because I think a lot of people underestimate how smart you guys are. And I wanted to make sure that you guys knew that that's not what's going to happen today. So today you're going to learn the 5 items that must go in your style blog business plan. You're going to learn what makes your style blog valuable to both readers and brands. and it has nothing to do with your follower count. And we're also going to break down how your style blog can go from sometimes hobby to a profitable business in 12 months. So I'm going to break that down for you literally quarter by quarter, month by month, so you have a clear picture on what it takes. So I think the thing that I'm most excited about is that by the end of this webinar, you are not only going to understand, the whole process and the content necessary to have a successful blog, but you'll have clarity on the business, aka the profitability of style blogging as a whole. All right. Like I mentioned, if you are doing 3 things at once right now, I totally get it. Some of us are working, some of us have kids, some of us have school, whatever the case is. But this is definitely something you want to give your undivided attention to, only because I'm going to go through a lot of information in a short amount of time. So if you're doing something where you cannot really completely pay attention, go ahead and exit out. No love lost. You can definitely come back, because this is going to be up for another 24 hours. Okay. And this is definitely the place where you want to have a pen and paper and take some notes down, because we will be sharing some tidbits and some tips and techniques that hopefully you will be able to take back with you today and apply. So those are the rules. Those are, that's the expectation. So now we can go ahead and get into it. So like I mentioned, allow me to reintroduce myself. Like your Uncle Sean Carter said, my name is Maddie. A lot of you guys in here are familiar with me, and some of you guys are here for the first time. But for all of you guys here, I really want to make sure that we're all friends. So I really want to just give you the Cliff Notes version of my blogging story. So like I said, the Maddie story is, it had humble beginnings, man. I started blogging very much so on a hobby level, and just didn't know what the heck I was doing. It was nothing to write home about. It was terrifically bad, and I had no niche and no idea what I was doing. I had a Blogspot, you guys. So a lot of you guys are familiar with Blogger. I was on blogger.com. So my URL was maddieology.blogspot.com. I still have it up there because I would love for people to see how I started from square one, just like everybody else. But finally in 2010, I got quote unquote semi-serious, and I finally bought a domain. And, really from that point, I was really starting from scratch, So after lots of trial and error, by 2013, I started getting paid for my style blog posts, which felt really good. And I was like, oh, okay, this is real. You can get money from this. And that was also the same year I received my first 5-figure brand campaign. And I think it was at that moment, I had seen other people, who were professional bloggers and going to Fashion Week and doing all these cool things. But for me, it was the first time that I realized oh, I could really actually make this my living. It doesn't have to be the reality for other people. And so my following was in the thousands across platforms, you know what I mean? So it was noticeably more modest than it is now, but it was still worthwhile, because I was somebody still looked at me and was let's give her this amount of money, So to be honest, guys, I didn't have everything figured out, but the growth was apparent. My content getting better was apparent, and I got paid here and there, I wasn't getting 5-figure, deals all the time. I, really in 2013, that was the only opportunity that paid that much money. And so for me, since I was getting paid here and there, I was how do I do this on a more consistent basis, So 2014, I became a mom for the first time, and I realized that financial flexibility was really important to me, and having the freedom of creating my own schedule was really important, just so I could be there for my kids and my family. It just was really important to me. That's what I realized I wanted. So I finally just made the decision that I would in fact quit my job that following year. I didn't have a date yet, but I was let's just create an exit plan. Because the truth is, there was really no blueprint for style blogging, especially for women that looked like myself. And, while webinars and online courses became really popular, no one was really talking about style blogging. So everything that I was doing was really just let me give this a try and see if it works. I don't have a manager. I don't have an agent. So it took me about another 2 years before I went full time, probably about a year after I had my daughter, but it took about 2 more years from the first a 5-figure brand campaign before I actually quit my job. Well, I didn't even quit my job. I was actually let go, and I made my blogging business a 6-figure business. And half of that was by being an infopreneur. So half of that was coming from me selling master classes and different things like that. But I had figured out what worked for me. And I was like, hey, you know what I mean? If it works, let's move forward. As a style blogger, I was still making about the same thing that I was making from my 9 to 5, which wasn't bad, but I was like, I need a little bit more. So 2016 came around and I was way more busy than productive. And so that took a toll on me personally and drastically affected like my marriage. If you're on my email list, I've definitely shared my story. And I had to kind of step back and say, hey, what's actually important to you here? Like, what's the whole point? And I came to the conclusion that I needed to relaunch my blog using my first and last name and really transform my blog into a full-fledged business, you know? So in 2017, I relaunched and I finally created a blog business plan for my blog, you know? So I had figured out how to make money and really figured out, you know, these things that can in fact bring money in, but I had not really taken the time to fully map up what it was I was trying to accomplish, you know? And I started attracting opportunities and the income that I've always wanted to this year. And I just realized that I could have made good money solely as a style blogger sooner had I made the decision and made a much more concrete plan. So today I'm happy to say that this is the first year that I've brought in 6 figures as a style blogger and an influencer in only 9 months. And it took a lot of trial and error as I just walked you guys through and just learning the ropes because there is no blueprint. You know what I mean? So what I know now, the business of style blogging, like anything else, is about purpose, intention, and effort. All right. So here's what I'll be honest about. Here's what I did not do. I did not buy followers. I did not spam people. I don't have an agency or a manager. There was no funny business. Any money that I got, I negotiated for myself. I just, like I said, there was no blueprints. I was like, I'm just trying to figure out what I have to do. You know what I mean? So, I mean, it was kind of, it's like, I was just trying the best I could, you know what I mean? But I will say that there were some things that made a noticeable difference. And that's exactly what I'm going to share with you guys here today by answering 3 questions. So first up, we want to talk about what should be in your style blog business plan, because it's not going to look like what an influencer does, or it's not going to look like what somebody who owns a boutique does. It is going to look a little bit different. You know what I mean? So for the sake of being, clear here, what is a business plan, right? A business plan is a document setting out a business's future objectives and strategies for achieving them. Okay. So it's like, hey, ma'am, what's your business and how is it going to make money? Like, how is it going to make money and how is it going to grow? You know? So in this case, I want you to understand that your blog is your business. Does your style blog actually have a future? You know what I mean? Are you doing things for it to continue to grow and get better? And if so, what does that look like? You know, if you don't have a blog business plan, it's okay. But by the end of this workshop, you should be excited to go and work on yours. Now, I created a free blog business plan. If you guys read my blog, you guys know I shared it about 2 weeks ago, and it's specifically for style bloggers. That's the thing I'm excited about. You know, there's some really awesome ones by my faves like Regina from buyregina.com and Melissa Griffin, but I like this one because this one is definitely specifically for style and lifestyle focused blogger. So you can download it over at maddiejames.com/blogbizplan if you haven't already. But here's what I will say. If you only had 5 things in your business plan, they should be the following. So first and foremost, it should be your blog overview. Okay. A lot of people overlook this, and it's so funny because it is the first and most simple question I kind of feel like you answer in your blog business plan. And this is the what of your blog. What is your blog all about? What story does it tell? This is such a simple yet vital step for most bloggers overlook because they don't even know what story they're trying to tell. What is my blog? Well, it's a glimpse into my everyday life and style as I balance marriage, motherhood, and running my blog as a business. Hence the tagline, balancing life beautifully. And that's the story I'm telling. One of attempting balance. Like I am not trying to be a high fashion blogger. I am not trying to be, your go-to food blogger. It really is just a story of me balancing my life. So let's take Julia from Gal Meets Glam, for instance, okay? So when you come to her blog, she's giving you exactly what her tagline says, a Charleston-based style and beauty blog by Julia Engel, all right? So when you arrive at her domain, it reads stylish and it reads beautiful, and it also reads noticeably Charleston. So she doesn't look like an LA blogger. She doesn't look like she's a New York blogger. She looks noticeably, Southern and charming, So that's what I like. She's not trying to be something that she's not. She's very intentionally Charleston, and that's part of the charm of her blog. Essentially, your blog overview should answer the elevator pitch version of the question, what's your blog about? Okay. That's it. What is your blog about? Like if you can't say this in, about 10 seconds, you have to be able to answer that. You got to answer it in a short and succinct and clear way. Basically, if a fifth grader cannot understand it, it's too complicated, you guys. Next, we definitely want to talk about blog goals and deadlines. That's definitely a part of your business plan that should be in there, and you should answer thoroughly because it's the why and when of your blog. So this is where you want to acknowledge your mid and long-term goals for your blog. All right. So this is where most people love to daydream and go far off into the future, which is great. Like 5 or more years is important from now. Okay. But it's also important to know what you want in the next 12 to 36 months. So you also want to establish your posting goals here. Are you shooting once a week, twice a week, every weekday? What is it that you're going for? And there's really no wrong or right answer, but you just want to get clear on what that is, Like I said, does not matter. This is your business plan. You want to make sure you're setting goals that you can actually accomplish and then raise the bar every time you achieve it. But you just have to be realistic. Now, for me, I aim to post on my blog at least 3 times a week. I don't always hit this, but, I think that when I do this, I notice that my blog impressions stay pretty consistent and my blog doesn't seem dead when a new follower visits it. Now, I don't have set days because depending on deadlines and with my current schedule, things have to be a bit more flexible. And I also have an existing audience. I'm not building from scratch. I'm no longer a new blogger. So I have an existing audience that usually engages with me every single time that I post. Now, meet Ami. I'm sure a lot of you guys, if you're really into style blogging, are familiar with Ami from Song of Style. She's one of the biggest style bloggers out there, and she posts very consistently, regardless of having millions of followers. So it's not like when you become big, you just fall off. You still have to post very, very consistently. What I love about Ami is that she makes every single one of her posts not only shoppable, but very irresistible. So you're always eager for more content. So it's easy to see why her following has grown over the years. And even at this level, she is still very consistent. Basically, your blog goals and deadlines should elaborate on your mid and long-term goals and your posting goals and what practices you'll put into place. So I like to answer, I understand that a lot of people are like, oh, I have a 5-year plan and a 10-year plan, but you should definitely answer like your 1 to 3 year plan as well. The third thing you need in your blog business plan is the who, you know what I mean? Your blog market and audience. It's the who of your blog. This is who is in your industry, the style blogosphere, and who you want to attract to your blog, both readers and brands, So do you know who the leaders and stars of your niche are? Do you study them? Do you know who reads your posts? Who engages with your content? What do you like? What do they like about your content? Because that's really important too. And something as simple as reading comments and answering questions will let you know exactly what your audience wants from you, So my goal is to attract millennial women who love shopping and scoop on the latest products, who have a family or would like one, and who want to blog on a full-time level. So I kind of have like these 3 subgroups of women that come to my blog. You know what I mean? So they like the style part, they like the lifestyle part, or they like the educational part. You know what I mean? So you guys, as a style blogger, you should approach your posts as an ad agency. I know that seems crazy, right? But you need to understand that. when it comes to brands, I'm looking to attract household names, that my readers and followers are familiar with. So I'm sure to make marketable content that brands would like to see themselves a part of. So do you make content that brands want to be a part of? Like, that's a question you have to ask yourself. Do you make content that brands want to be a part of if in fact you're trying to get paid by them? As a style blogger, you should approach your posts as an ad agency. So you want to make sure you're clear on what story is being told, especially visually. What are you trying to sell? Are you selling beauty products? Are you selling the shoes you're wearing? Are you selling the, lunch you're serving your kids? Like, you need to answer all of those questions. Does your content do this in an interesting way to intrigue readers and sell what a brand has to offer? Listen, being cute and stylish is one thing. Being strategic while, blogging is another. The fourth thing that you need to put in your blog business plan, you guys, is market and growth strategy. This is the where of your blog, okay? Because this is where you want to very carefully strategize how to grow your blog. Where is it going as far as not only numbers, but people and position, So the focus of your market and growth strategy should be through your blog, social, and email. When people come to your blog, do they just read one post and leave? And how often do you promote your content on social? And one of the most important questions, have you built your email list? All right. Really, you guys, you got to take all three of these things seriously. To me, there's not one more important than the other. If you want to grow, you have to do all three of these things. Doing 2 out of 3 will really keep you, in the middle of the road. Doing one of these things is almost just like don't do anything at all. I create enough relevant content on my blog that if a new reader comes to visit, they want to read another post. If nothing else, they go to another post. And I promote my content every single day. Even on the days I don't post, I promote my content every single day on social across most platforms. And I am always strategically building my email list. All right. Now, I will also say this. All of these things must be approached differently. Your blog isn't social media, and social media isn't email. So you do have to do the appropriate research and learn the best practices on growing your following in each of these avenues. So don't make this mistake of treating SEO like email or treating email like social. You have to treat each of these things differently. So your blog content should be taken into consideration, and you should aim to make quality content versus content you just posted to say that you posted. You want to include links, high-res photos, and make it shoppable if it applies, because those things, they're very little things, right? But they go such a long way. Your social content, super important. You want to treat each of your social platforms differently when you promote your blog content. Now, they're all their own language, If you know how to speak Instagram, that doesn't mean you know how to speak Twitter. If you know how to speak Twitter, that doesn't mean you know how to speak Facebook, Learn what stands out to your followers on Pinterest versus what attracts them on Twitter or even Instagram. And it will take a lot of research plus some trial and error, But again, that's what makes the big difference. You guys, this is really important because even as a style blogger, you should have an email list. I think a lot of people believe that because they're not an infopreneur or they're not selling physical product, that they are null and void from having an email list. It's something that can be leveraged when negotiating with brands. I can't tell you how much more money I get because I can tell a brand, hey, I have a little under 10,000 email subscribers on my list. We could definitely do an email blast as well, And let me tell you something. You own your email list, right? You don't own your social media followers. So that's another reason why it's so incredibly important. All right. So the algorithm does not change on your email list, and nothing. Guys, trust me, I've tested it over and over and over again. Nothing converts higher than email. Okay. So you have to figure out how to make it work for you. The last, but certainly not least thing that should be in your blog business plan is streams of income, okay? Because this is the how of your blog. This is how it's going to make a profit, okay? How are you going to make money? which is why it's imperative to have this in your business plan, because after all, if you want your blog to become a business, it needs to turn a profit consistently. So to make profit online, no matter your niche, yes, even in style blogging, you have to give yourself space. All right. So space is my acronym for services, products, affiliates, curriculum, and events. All right. Those are the 5 categories you can profit from no matter what level you're at in your blogging career. All right. Now, no matter what your idea is for monetizing your style blog, you got to write it down. Write it down, even those super crazy ideas that you have. Okay. You don't have to make money 1 or 2 or 3 certain ways. You know, again, there's no blueprint to style blogging. But what I will tell you is that you can have multiple streams of income. You know, after all, I make my money by creating content for brands, selling my own products through affiliate links, and by offering online courses. All right. So yes, there's good money in all of these things. Most of my money is made through brand partnerships and online courses, but the passive income I make from the others is very convenient and very lovely as well. So the next question we need to ask is, what makes you valuable as a style blogger, right? Because I know every single one of you guys think that because you don't have 10,000 followers, you're not valuable, or you can't get paid, or you won't make money. Now, many people make the mistake of thinking they cannot make money, whether it's selling their products, you know what I mean, or services, working with brands, or even affiliates, because they don't have, quote unquote, the numbers, right? And I'm here to tell you that you have to stop believing the hype. Please, if you don't take anything else from this workshop today, take that. There are many people who have more followers than I do. And I'm talking about 2 or even 3 times more of the Instagram followers than I do, but they aren't making a full-time living. Okay. And there's nothing wrong with these people. They make beautiful content. They are super brilliant women. And I'm not any better than them, but they just focused on numbers too much. All right. The thing that makes you valuable as a style blogger isn't how many followers you have. It's what you can leverage. All right. So I'm going to say it one more time for you guys in the back who maybe didn't catch it. The thing that makes you valuable as a style blogger isn't how many followers you have. It's what you can leverage. All right. So what is leverage? You know, because I think a lot of times we hear the word, but words mean things. So I'm here to break down definitions. When you use something to maximize your advantage. Okay. So when you use something to maximize your advantage. So you, as a style blogger, have to be able to use your value. And you know what I always say what value is? It's usefulness. Use what makes you useful to maximize an opportunity with a brand, or to host an event, or however you want to monetize. You guys, I cannot tell you how many small yet mighty bloggers are out there making a killing because they realize what made them unique and they leverage it confidently. Okay. So you might be valuable because you're one of the few blogs who has a strong natural hair following in a certain town or city. Or maybe because you know how to create a certain type of content like Instagram videos really well for a certain niche like postpartum fitness. Okay. But whatever it is, you want to pinpoint it. You know what I mean? You want to narrow that focus and then you want to leverage it like no other. Now, I leverage my audience, which is millennial African-American women who shop online and have entrepreneurial aspirations. Now, I'm familiar with the shows they watch and podcasts they listen to and brands that excite them because of my engagement with them on various social media platforms. And plus, I'm based in the city, Atlanta, where the market is pretty much dominated by them. What's super important here, you guys, is that you know exactly what makes you unique and why that's valuable to a brand or the stream of income you're trying to create. All right. You have got to be able to sell the leverage. Okay. And once you understand what your value is, selling your leverage, selling how you can be useful to a brand will come very, very simple for you because you are completely aware of your value. So last but not least, how do you go from style blog hobby to full-time hustle in 12 months? Because that seems like such this unrealistic thing, right? Listen, man, this really seems like a lofty goal, but I promise you it's not. I promise you, it seems crazy, but 12 months is both a long and short amount of time. So most people overestimate what they can do in a month and underestimate what they can do in a year. Now, when I say you can make your style blog a full-time hustle, I'm saying you can make it profitable on a consistent basis and start seriously considering taking it full-time. Because some of you here will take what I tell you more seriously than others and actually do the work and get the results. But even if it takes the other group of you 24 months or even a little bit longer, that's still impressive, you know? When it comes to an annual plan, people approach it the wrong way. I think what they do is they plan out what they'll do every single day or what they'll do every single week, and it's just way too micromanaged. There does have to be a level of flexibility there. So yes, you need to have a pulse on what you're accomplishing on a regular basis, but you don't want to like over obsess pretty much. You don't want to obsess over details you can't control. Daily and even weekly goals can get to be a bit much, you know what I mean? So to elevate your style blog in the next year, you want to aim to accomplish medium-sized goals on a quarterly basis. So, to go from hobby to hustle, there are 4 things you want to focus on. You want to focus on the content, you want to focus on the value, you want to focus on the growth, and then you want to focus on the business. So for quarter 1, these first 3 months, you want to focus on the content and how to create it consistently. Because I think that's the thing that a lot of us have a trouble with, staying and being consistent. So in month 1, you want to research how to create content better while still posting according to your schedule. Allow yourself to get better as time goes on. A lot of people make the mistake of like, okay, I'm going to become better and then I'm going to post. And it's like, no, to me, that journey of seeing yourself get better week by week and month by month is really great. Because posting equals practice. The more you do it, the better you'll become. And for these next 4 weeks, you want to only post once a week to give yourself the opportunity to create high quality content. For month 2, you want to tweak and perfect your process. So now that you've gotten better at creating content, the goal is to do it more efficiently. So is there a way you can batch things ahead of time? And is there a step in your process that has to be done in real time? How long does it actually take you? Those are the things you want to focus on. In month 3, this is when you want to establish a schedule and actually stick to it. You've been posting for once a week for the last 8 weeks. All right. If you are, making moves according to this plan. So is this something you can commit to? Is once a week realistic for you? And if it is, are you able to then post 2 or 3 times a week without compromising the quality of your content? Because also that's what happens. You can post more, but then does the quality of your content take a hit? For months 4 through 6, you want to start to pay close attention to what people are reacting to, pretty much like your analytics and engagement, then create more of that same content. All right. So month 4, you definitely want to make sure you are reading the analytics. You know what I mean? What is Google Analytics? What is Jetpack? What is whatever you're using? What is it saying about your growth? So start to pay close attention to what people are reacting to according to your analytics. So obviously, if you did a cooking post, but then you did a fitness post and you thought the cooking post was really good, but more people read your fitness post, that means that people like the fitness post, So you want to make more of what people respond to in month 5. Super important. A lot of us are overlooking these small details. Prioritize the growth of your blog and social following. Again, you want to do this while you're still creating content consistently and maintaining/increasing your value. So that means in month 7, you want to focus on making your content as SEO friendly and linkable as possible. So you want to go back and audit posts by adding links to related posts on your blog and even adding SEO keywords to your alt text on your blog images. All right, let's see something. All right, can you guys see? Is everything okay? Are we back? Are we here? Is everybody cool? Press 1 if you guys are back and good to go, because I can jump back in and continue from where I was at. Oh, you missed month 6. Okay, okay, I'll go back to months 5 and 6 for you guys. I'll go back. Okay, thanks guys. Narsh, you're the best. Thank you. All right, I'll go back for you guys for sure because I don't want you to miss that. So let's go back. All right, so there we go. All right, so Q2, you guys. All right, so for months 4 through 6, you want to start to pay close attention to what people are reacting to according to analytics and engagement, and then create more of that same content. And again, I think this is something that so many bloggers overlook because we're so attached to what we think we should be doing as opposed to pretty much like what is working, you know what I mean? What our audience is actually reacting to, you know? When people repeatedly consume a certain type of content on your blog, they're letting you know that it's incredibly valuable to them. So that's how you know what makes you valuable. You don't determine that, your audience does. All right. So in month 4, I want you to focus on reading your analytics and really understanding that. So Google Analytics is really great for that. You can use Jetpack. You can use Squarespace Analytics if your blog is on Squarespace, and really understand, you know what I mean? Like, you know, what is the bounce rate on your blog? What are the impressions? What are the unique monthly visitors? In month 5, you want to then go ahead and pay attention to your content in the last 30 days, especially maybe last 30 to 60 days, and pay attention to what content people really gravitated towards more. A lot of people it'll be really apparent. Like you could post a fitness post and then a cooking post, and you might have thought that fitness post was going to be awesome, but people really gravitated towards that cooking post. So it's like, oh, you like cooking, you actually created content around it, so maybe repeat that and see if you get another positive response like that. And in month 6, I then want you to compare the difference from month 4 to month 6, because now that you've made that change and started creating, repeatedly creating content that your audience told you that they like, just in the analytics or even in the comments, then you can start to see if what you're doing is in fact working, and if in fact it did affect your growth in a positive way. So Q3, in these 3 months, you want to make sure that you prioritize the growth of your blog and social following. So again, you'll need to do this while creating content consistently and maintaining/increasing your value. All right. So everything that I'm telling you. So what you're doing in Q1, you have to keep doing in Q2. What you do in Q3 means you still keep on doing what you're doing in Q2 and 1. And that's what I say, you know, it's a lot more work than you anticipate, because you can't just stop creating content because you then are reading analytics. So for month 7, you want to make your content as SEO friendly as possible, okay? And linkable. So you want to go back and you want to audit your posts by adding links to related posts on your blog, and even adding SEO keywords to the alt text of your blog images. So anything that will make your blog more searchable and more linkable and make people want to read more of the existing content on your blog is great. Then in month 8, you want to get very aggressive with the social media promotion across all your 4 major platforms, okay? So your Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and Pinterest. Now, research the best way to promote on each platform, and then test out various ways to promote to see which ones make your audience not only react, but engage with you, right? And also what is making new followers come in. So if you figure out that, you know, posting certain pins a certain time of day works for you and is increasing your following on there and increasing your blog impressions, then make sure that window of time that you usually post, you stay consistent with it, so you repeat the positive results that you're getting. And in month 9, you want to intentionally build your email list, but in the lifestyle blogger way. And this is really important because, again, you don't have to be an infopreneur. You don't have to be a business coach to build your email list. Okay. You can do it in the lifestyle blogger way. So based off of the most valuable content you offer, right? Based on your analytics that you read and stuff like that, what could you create that would draw followers in and sign up for your email list? Okay. So you would create a lead magnet segment, again, free offering for people signing up for your email list. But if people really gravitate towards your recipes, maybe you can make a seasonal cookbook, you know what I mean, in PDF form, and you give that away because, so maybe it's like quick recipes for the working girl on the go, or maybe it's quick recipes for new moms, whatever have you. Or if people really, really love your style, maybe you're creating a seasonal style guide, a travel guide, if that's your thing. But once you decide what it is, you'll also want to strategize what to email your list once people get on there, right? So even though you're not an infopreneur, even though you're not a business coach, you still want to make sure you're engaged with your subscribers and make sure you're emailing them once a week. So again, if cooking is your thing, then maybe you're emailing your, hey, here's what I ate this week, or here's what was on my grocery list this week. If your style, you know what I mean? It's like maybe sharing your favorite sales of the week, but you can find a way to do this that still pertains to your niche and is still authentic and very personally you. And then last but not least, in that last quarter of the year, you need to research and apply the business of style blogging to your content and strategy. So in month 10, you guys, you want to make your content marketable. All right. So what does that mean? Does your content look like an ad and that you would see in a magazine or on TV? That's literally the approach you should have when creating content. Like you're an ad agency creating an ad for certain types of brands. What visual story is your content telling? That is what makes the stars of lifestyle blogging and style blogging stand out. In month 11, you want to create a stream of income by adding affiliate links to posts and decide 2 other ways to bring in a profit, so you can go back and visit space and figure out what's best for you. So is it through brand partnerships? Is it through selling your own merchandise? Do you want to offer a service like styling or organizing people's closets and working with brands? But whatever they are, decide on what they are and then get really intentional on your strategy. So I think the problem is that a lot of people know that there are various ways to make money, but they haven't narrowed down the ways they are going to make money. And then come month 12, this is definitely when you want to make a press kit and a rate sheet, because at this point you have done what it takes to grow your audience. You now know what makes you valuable. You know what people are reacting to. So you can put those types of stats in your press kit. And then a rate sheet, because you know how much money you want to make in certain areas. You can then create a rate sheet, whether it's for your services, whether it's for working with brands, whatever have you. When you work with brands or collab with other bloggers, they'll want to know your stats and who your audience is. And this is where you include that info plus a general overview of your blog as a business. So once you figure out how to create dynamic content consistently that provides value to a certain niche or market that steadily grows your audience, it will make you money. And let me tell you something, you guys, this is something that absolutely can happen. It happened for me and it can certainly happen for you. Okay. If you are really serious, you're really focused. Okay. Within the next year, you get serious about your business plan, get clear on how to leverage your value and actually apply what you've learned in the above quarterly plan. You will start to get those results that you've been dreaming of for a while. And here's the thing, you guys, keep going. I cannot stress that enough, because when you stop, you really start to sell yourself short, because you have a momentum. Even if you're moving slowly, you're still moving. So if it doesn't take you 12 months, that's fine. If it takes you 18 or even 24 months, that's fine too. But the reason why I taught this workshop today was to show you what you need to do and why you need to do these things to become the full-time style blogger you've always wanted to be. And guess what? There's more than one way. You don't have to teach webinars. You don't have to be someone's coach. You don't even have to be someone's stylist. You just have to have a plan, identify your value, no matter what your niche is, and then learn how to leverage it. And then do the work to make it a reality. So, because I took the time in today's workshop to show you what and why you should do these things to take your blog to the next level, my new online course, Style Blogging School, shows you how to do that in 4 in-depth modules. It's the only online course that specifically shows style bloggers how to make their blog profitable. So in module 1, we'll literally break down what I just shared with you guys, but I'll literally walk you through the how. What exactly does that look like? Okay. So in module 1, that's the content. Part 1 will be research and posting. You know what I mean? When you're putting up a style post, you know what I mean? Whether, it's lifestyle, it's beauty, it's parenting, it's fitness, what that research should look like and how to keep a consistent rhythm of posting, Part 2 is perfecting that process. Again, a lot of us make the mistake of thinking that putting up a blog post is just one step or 1 or 2 steps. And it's really like an 8 to 9 step process. And because we overlook those other steps, that's why a lot of us are coming up short. And then part 3, establishing a schedule. That's really important because if you're not able to create content consistently, you will not be able to make your blog a business. In module 2, we'll go over the value. All right. So in part 4, we'll learn what analytics actually matter because it's like, okay, we all know that we should have Google Analytics, but what matters to you as a lifestyle blogger and what analytics matter if you're trying to do certain types of business. So if you're trying to work with brands, there are certain analytics that are going to be more important than if you're trying to sell your own, merchandise, whether it's jewelry or clothes or whatever have you. And then in part 5, we're going to study what works. Okay. So this is super, super, super important because a lot of us overlook the question I get from so many bloggers is like, well, how do I know what my audience likes? Because nobody leaves comments. Well, they might not leave comments on your blog, but what are they asking you on social media? What are they emailing you about? What are they reacting to and liking a lot, when it comes to your social media content as well? Those are things to look at. And not only will your analytics tell you that, but your social engagement will tell you that as well. And then part 6, you want to compare your growth. You want to make sure that you are recording your growth each and every single month and really making sure that you measure the difference between month to month and what worked and what didn't. In module 3, that's when we'll really dive deep into the growth. And so what does it take to become SEO friendly? Because that's essentially what's going to grow your blog numbers is definitely the SEO, and how you can not only make your content, but even your images SEO friendly as well. In part 8, we'll break down your social promotion strategy, how to speak each of those languages, Instagram, Facebook, Pinterest, and Twitter, what each of those strategies should look like individually, because guess what? You cannot treat Twitter like you treat Instagram. You cannot treat Instagram the way you treat Pinterest and so forth. And then in part 9, I'm going to walk you through how to build your email list like a style blogger. So again, you do not have to give out templates, for social media graphics if that's not your thing. But if people really like your style, if people really like your recipes, then you can create lead magnets and opt-ins that really attract the people who are very focused on your content specifically. In module 4, that's when we'll break down the business, okay? And I'll show you how to do all of these things. Part 10 is when we'll really dive deep into making content marketable and really how to master visual storytelling, because that's essentially what makes lifestyle bloggers super, super valuable. Okay. If you don't know how to make your content valuable or marketable, let me tell you this, the whole point of being a style blogger. And when I say style blogger, I mean lifestyle blogging as well, is for you to sell something. Point blank, period. If you're not selling a story, then you're selling a product. If you're not selling a product, then you're selling a service, but you are selling something every single time you create content, whether you want to identify that or not. In part 11, we'll break down how to create streams of income, and realistically. So sure, affiliate links is a great option, but maybe you're more of a physical product kind of person. Maybe you're somebody who's more so into events, but whatever that is, we want to make sure that we're creating it in a way that's compatible with the kind of content that you're already creating on your blog. And then last but not least, we'll break down exactly what should be in your press kit and how you should format and really kind of organize your rate sheet so you are more than likely to get the prices, the money that you were asking for. So what I love about this course is while it is detailed, You can get through it in about a couple of hours, and then you can go back and review as many times as you like. Now, with this course, Style Blogging School, you will get a bunch. You're going to get lifetime access to the 4-module course. You're going to get a 30-plus page Style Blogging School workbook, and you're going to get access to my private Boss and Blog Facebook community. All right. But the thing I love about this most is this is something I have not offered with the course lately, is that you're going to get 2 live 60-minute group coaching calls with me for Q&A, and you'll have lifetime access to those replays as well. And you guys, there are bonuses, because I was like, you know what? We want to make sure that you get the whole picture of this style blogging thing. Okay. So bonus 1, you're going to get the full-time formula manual, which is a 30-page, it's like 36, 37 pages workbook on all the processes and practice to put in place to run your blog as a full-time business. So all the processes and practices I put in this are exactly what I do on a day-to-day basis to run MaddieJames.com as the business it is. And this is a $97 value. Bonus number 2 is probably one of my favorite masterclasses I've ever created. And that's the 2020 Content Masterclass, where I show you how to make your content more visible in 30 days. So in the replay of this live masterclass, I walk you through how to make your blog more visible through strategic social promotion and then some. And the great thing about this is that it comes with a workbook as well. So this is valued at about $197. And you know that I shared earlier that this workshop is only available for another 24 hours. But if you buy Style Blogging School today, you'll get it forever. You'll have lifetime access to it. And this was a really in-depth, workshop. So this is valued at about $197 as well. And you'll have it forever. So you can go back and review. So if we total up the bonuses, that's about $491 worth of bonuses for free that you'll get today if you buy Style Blogging School. Now, the thing about Style Blogging School is that it goes live Wednesday, November 8th. So if you opt in today, you're going to get the pre-sale price, okay, of $397 or $99 a month for the next 4 months. But I have more for you. You'll notice if you look to the right, you'll see that I just opened up the cart for those of you guys who are ready to purchase now. And I have a little bit something else for you too. Since you guys are the first group, I'm treating you guys a little bit extra special, because if you purchase in the next 15 minutes, I'm also going to include my most valuable course that I've created to date, which is Pitch Please, the course. And that's how to pitch brands and get partnerships. Because I know a lot of people who are style bloggers or want to blog full time, in the style blogging niche, they want to work with brands. So Pitch Please is the course where I walk you through step-by-step how to pitch brands and land deals. That's $497 value for free, but that's only if you get it in the next 15 minutes. So I know that we're going to do Q&A, but I was like, you guys are probably going to have questions for an investment like this. So I was like, let me take the time out to answer those questions. So when does the course start? Like I mentioned before, Style Blogging School and all bonuses go live Wednesday, November 8th, 2017. Is the course for a blogger like me? Because I know that's the question most of you guys have. Listen, if you're a lifestyle blogger, meaning your niche is in fashion, style, beauty, lifestyle, or something of the like, this course was created for you in mind. If I'm being honest, basically, if you're not an infopreneur or business coach focused kind of blogger, then this course is for you. Does this course include any live coaching calls? Yes, we're going to have 2 live 60-minute group coaching calls in November and December where students can pick my brain and ask questions pertaining to the course. What's the refund policy? Well, there's a 30-day guarantee. So that means if you can prove that you applied everything that you've learned in the course in 30 days and did not garner a result, I'll give you your money back, no questions asked. But aside from that, there are no refunds whatsoever. What if I prefer a one-on-one coaching call with you instead? Well, I'm now offering coaching packages specifically for style bloggers and influencers who want to work with brands. So that's totally understandable if you want individual attention. You can fill out my client questionnaire at MaddieJames.com/coaching. So now that I've answered all your questions, let's recap what you'll get when you buy Style Blogging School today. So you're going to get lifetime access to the 4-module Style Blogging School course. You're going to get a 30+ page Style Blogging School workbook, which I'm always super excited about. You're going to get access to my private Boss and Blog Facebook community. And you're going to get 2 60-minute live group coaching calls with me. And you're going to have lifetime access to those replays. So you're also going to get lifetime access to today's Style Blog Biz workshop, okay, which is about $197 value. You're going to get that full-time formula manual for free, $97 value, and you're going to get that 2020 content masterclass at a $197 value. So also, if you make that purchase in 15 minutes, you're also going to get that Pitch Please course. This is the most valuable course I've ever created. And that's $497 and it's for free $99, which is my favorite price ever. So you guys, that is $1,485 value for $397 today, or if you prefer, $99 a month for the next 4 months. All right. So you can sign up for Style Blogging School today by clicking to the right. If you don't see the button up now, once I close it, it should be up. And that does it for this workshop, you guys. I want to thank you guys so much for attending this workshop. You want to follow me on Instagram and everywhere else at the Maddie James. If you're not already, I would really appreciate it. And I can't thank you guys again so much for being a part of this workshop. This was really great. So I'm going to stop sharing and turn this off and see if I can see what is going on here. So yes, you guys should see the button over here. The coaching link doesn't work. I'm going to double check it. So after we're done with this, I'll definitely check it out to see what happened. I thought I made a pretty link to it. Yeah, if not, it'll definitely be up after I'm done with this. So I will definitely make sure you guys get it. Let's see what is going on in the chat and what questions you guys have, because now it's time for not one-on-one. It's time for Q&A. Thanks, Donna. Oh, thanks, Stephanie. I appreciate it. Thanks, Christina. So we're taking questions. I know Narsha is going to check. Maya, thanks so much for the love. I appreciate it. So yeah, so I'm here to answer questions for the next 15 minutes. I'm here until 3:30. Oh, thanks, Andy. I appreciate it. Oh, thanks. What's the difference between an influencer and a style blogger? I always use those terms interchangeable, but obviously they are different. Yeah, an influencer is just somebody who can pretty much get anybody to buy anything. So, that's, to me, that's more of an influencer. You can be a style blogger and influencer, but that doesn't mean that because you're a style blogger, you are an influencer. So I think it's important to know those things as well, Yeah. So the $99 payment plan will be available for you guys. Like I said, the course goes live November 8th, but it is not going to stay $397. The $397 is literally just the price I'm offering you guys because, in fact, you guys are the first group I'm presenting this to. It is a $497 course. So the $99 payment plan will be available, but it is the difference between $99 for 5 months and $99 for 4 months. So that $99 payment plan for 4 months will be available to you until Monday. Okay, so let me see. Oh, wow. Okay. I got some questions. When will you begin coaching mentorship? I'm going to start it in November. And I'm only really going to be taking a handful of people just because I'm going to have a baby in January. So we got to make sure we make it work. How do you feel about the new regulations around influencers? I feel like it's getting a bit silly with the amount of disclosure needed. Well, I just think it's just, I think everybody wants to legally make sure they're covered and stuff like that. I mean, I don't mind it. I just think that because I still think you can do it in like a tasteful way, whether it's your blog post or Instagram. Usually with Instagram, they just ask you to hashtag sponsored or ad. But on your blog, you have to put a full disclaimer, which I understand because on your blog, again, you own that content. For Instagram, you don't own that content. So you need a little less because they probably have they probably have already let let Instagram know what they're going to be doing from like a paid side. And it's really the who is it? It's not FDA, but it's like, it's just all of those companies who trying to make sure they all get their dollar and all make sure they don't miss out on a coin too. It just is what it is, when you work with corporations. What's required for having a swipe up button? On Instagram, I think it's just a business account. I don't think you can do it on a personal account. I think it has to be a business account. I could be lying to you, but I think that's what it is. Can you explain how one goes about achieving affiliate links? Yeah, for most of them, you're just applying for it. So I know Reward Style, you have to be invited, but I think for Shop Style, and I know for Amazon, you can just apply and then they'll let you know if you're accepted or not. Most people accept it I think to me, the toughest one that I have is Reward Style, but I've been a part of Reward Style pretty much since they started. So from a style side, everybody should have Amazon affiliates. Like if you don't have Amazon affiliates, you're missing out on a coin on a regular basis. eBay has affiliates, there's Share a Sale. So it's really just about applying. And usually they will also tell you when you go to their sites, they will let you know what the, credentials are or what you need necessary to become an affiliate with them. What email list subscriber programs would you recommend for building an email list? Definitely Lead Pages, because then it links them to, it leads them to whatever you're sending them to. I think Lead Pages, and then you can use something like MailChimp in the beginning, especially since if you don't have a lot of subscribers, you can usually get that for free or pretty low. If you're in the mid-range, I think ConvertKit is really, really great. If you're advanced, then I think getting into things like Ontraport and Infusionsoft is definitely necessary. I use ConvertKit and it works great for me. Tarina, I had to run out to pick up okay. Will there be a worksheet / recap? There will be no worksheet. That's what these were 90 worksheets that you just watched. So you can watch it because it'll be a 24-hour replay. And so the replay is essentially the recap. Do you have more info on how to make a press kit or an rate sheet? No, I don't. I think when we were on Periscope, somebody asked if I can write a post about it, so I may do that. But right now, I really just, as far as all the in-depth stuff, like I teach that in the course. And then just because those are numbers, and like when you come to getting numbers and stuff like that, that's literally how you get paid, from brands and stuff like that. But essentially a press kit and a rate sheet is just like a short PDF document where you have like your press kit is really made with like your brand colors and fonts and all of that. And your rate sheet is the same thing, but it has specific prices and packages on it that you present to brands for them to pay you with. What are press kit and rate sheets? A press kit is a document that shows all of your social media and blog stats and any press clippings, right? Hence the word press kit that you may have been featured in. So typically for me, every year, I usually just include where I was included in press for the last year or last 18 months. And then I update my stats on a monthly basis. So that's what a press kit is. A rate sheet is essentially just a document to present to brands when they're like, hey, we want to work with you. What is your pricing for something like this? And it's basically like what your prices are. How do you make those? They're PDFs. So you can make them in Pages and then convert it to a PDF. You can make it in Illustrator and then convert it to a PDF, but essentially they're PDF documents. Or you can even make it a private page on your website as well. What did you mean by leverage? So I explained it in the workshop, but leverage means like pretty much utilizing and presenting to somebody who wants to work with you what makes you useful to them. You know what I mean? So the reason why you want to come, what I leverage to you guys to come to my workshop is my experience as a style blogger. So that's why I can teach you to be a style blogger or a successful one anyway, because I am successfully doing it. So that's my leverage, So same thing with the blog. If a blog wants to work with you, why are you charging them? Like how are you leveraging your value, right, to get paid from them? So what are you telling them to give you money? So it's pretty much like the Yeah, it's pretty much convincing them, really, and it's convincing them what is worth, why you're worth working with, you know what I mean? And how do you maximize that advantage? The dictionary definition of it is maximizing an advantage. And that's really what you're maximizing, you know? Let's see here. This has brought so much clarity and confidence to launch my blog. How can I protect my name, my blog name, if I'm not using actual name? Should I cop an LLC trademark? Yeah, I think LLC is usually the best way to go. I would definitely get into an attorney, you know, or some legal counsel. But usually for bloggers, I mean, I'm an LLC. So that way, when I do my taxes and stuff like that, like Uncle Sam isn't coming from my personal coins, you know? I don't think trademark will work. I think LLC. But like I said, get some legal counsel on that, because I'm only telling you what has worked for me from my personal experience as well. Tatiana Q, is valuable content always giving how-tos? No, it's just being useful. Being useful. When I say useful, it doesn't mean like only teaching somebody. You know what I mean? Like, Scandal is useful TV time to me because it's entertaining. You know what I mean? Like, I don't look at Ami's, Song of Styles Instagram because she's teaching me how to do something, but in turn, I could be watching her stunt on a daily basis and killing it in the blogging game. And that is useful to me because it's inspiring. So you can be useful to somebody by being informational. You can be valuable to somebody by being inspiring. You can be useful to somebody by being entertaining. You can be useful to somebody by being motivational. So when I say valuable, that's what I mean useful. What makes people draw to you? What is that it factor? Okay. That is the value. Your value is your it factor. What makes you useful to people? Are you useful to people because you just know how to take banging pictures? Are you useful to people because you know how to cook your butt off? Are you useful to people because you know how to talk a good game? And when people are done listening to your podcast or your periscopes, that they're super motivated. So you have to figure out what your it factor is. I can't tell you that. I can just tell you how to go find it, but I can't tell you what that is. You know, but once you figure out what it is, you need to leverage it, right? So that's what you present to brands like, hey, I could do X, Y, and Z for you because this is the kind of response that people get to me when I do this kind of thing or when I create this type of content. You see what I mean? What do you think about having a direct sales business part of your income streams and promoting that on your blog? I think if it works for you, you know, I don't think, again, there's no blueprint. So that's what I love this industry for. There is no like, well, if you style blog, you can't talk about food. You know what I mean? So you can actually have that, but you have to make it work for you. I think what you will realize is that people are incredibly smart. And if in fact they do feel like you're just trying to push a sale down their throat, and it's not done in an organic and seamless way, like we know that commercials are there to sell us stuff, right? But when commercials are funny or they're really heartwarming, we pay attention to them because of what? The story they're telling. So if you can make your direct sales business fit into your story, I don't think it should be a problem. Would this apply to someone who wants to start a blog who hasn't started yet? I think so, just as long as that your niche is lifestyle or style. What's your lipstick color? Because I need that in my life. It's Sephora. I kept it out. What is it? It's just Sephora 101. Sephora 01. And this is their something. Cream lip satin. That's all I got. I thought it was going to be a lot more descriptive. That's all I got. Do you think this course would be beneficial for a YouTuber? I think so. I think like if your focus is style and yeah, because YouTubers need business plans. If you're focusing on like style or beauty, this would be helpful. And if you want to work with brands, this would be useful. So if you plan on profiting off of your YouTube and your focus is style or lifestyle focus, then absolutely. Is ambassador the same as influencer? Not necessarily. An ambassador is usually like more of a like the term ambassador is very, very loose, right? But there's some people who are literally like L'Oreal ambassadors because they have like a year-long contract with them. So exclusively they can only promote L'Oreal, if that makes sense. So ambassador is somebody who's like an intentional ally for a certain brand, but an influencer is somebody who works with brands and promotes a certain, service or product for that brand and stuff like that. But it's usually on a like one time or like short time basis, while an ambassador is usually more of a like long-term contract basis. How much is the coaching program? Coaching program at this point for style bloggers, the style blogging program I have is $14.97. The influencer program I have is $19.97. Sam Q, I enrolled in the course, time to take myself seriously. But the question is, if you've been following these steps and the growth has been stagnant, what do you think the issue could be? The issue could be that you're not following all of these steps. You're only following some of them, because then that's what I said when I broke down the yearly part of the workshop. Like I said, there are people who do these things, but they're not doing them all at the same time. And you can't stop posting because you were so busy worried about promoting on social media. When you post, you have to promote. If you don't do it at the same time, you're not going to grow. You know what I mean? So and now I could be wrong. I'm more than likely not, but I would be surprised if you were doing all of these steps at the same time on a consistent basis and you still weren't growing. And if that's the case, then, we really have to, because if you're focusing on learning how to, and that's what the research is about, guys. It's not just about what you're talking about, but how to get better. When I say research your content, but that's really what it's about. Like if you're not figuring out how to become better at creating content, whatever content you create, that's more than likely part of your problem, if you're following all of these steps. All right. Child, Narsha is Superwoman. She has all of these questions. If we have no press kit yet, what would we put in our press kit? Well, that's why you have to do everything that I was saying. You know what I mean? Because if you're not creating consistently, then you're not going to really have analytics to put into your press kit. If you're not promoting and maximizing and engaging on social media, you're not going to have the following again to put the stats in there. So if you don't have if you aren't doing what it takes to have the information to put in a press kit, you don't need to be worrying about a press kit. You got to be worrying about even doing stuff to put in a press kit. Does that make sense? So, and I want to be clear, you want to do things in order. A lot of us are like, oh, should I be charging blogs? Should I be charging brands? Should I have a press kit? And it's like, well, do you have the value and the information that's necessary to do those things, right? So that's also the question to ask. Elaborate on valuable content. Usefulness. What makes you useful? What makes you interesting? What makes people want to pay attention? This is the internet, you guys. It's not rocket science. Why do you pay attention to the things that you pay attention to on the internet? They're either interesting, they're either inspiring, or they're either informational. Those are the three things. Can your press kit include you being featured by other bloggers? Yeah, I think so. But I think you also have to be honest with yourself and also ask yourself if the brands you want to work with if that matters to them, is that valuable, aka useful to them? Like if another blogger featured you on, their blog and their blog is still small and not that known, is that really something that you want to present to the brand? You know what I mean? Versus maybe being included in the local newspaper or BuzzFeed or something like that. Any suggestions to strategically build your following as a new blogger or writer for other blogs? Strategically build your following as a new blogger or writer for other blogs. I think it's really just about paying attention to what other blogs you want to write for or what other publications, and just pitching them. And pitching them something that would actually be on their blog. If you reached out to me and said, hey, I would really love to pitch this like fitness thing for your readers and stuff like that, and it's not coming from a place like where you're either a mom or a woman on the go, that really wouldn't make sense for me, because those are the kind of people that I talk to. So I think it's really about being clear and aware of who you're approaching and who you're pitching and doing that. If you're just starting out, how do you go about getting clothing brands to wear and blog about? You got to go buy them. You have to pay for the lifestyle before you get paid for it. And I think I wrote this in an email. I don't think I wrote it in a post, but it seems like I need to write it in a post. You have to go buy that stuff. You know what I mean? Like I bought clothes for like the first 4 years of my blogging before people started sending me clothes, because people want to know, like, girl, do you know how to put your own clothes together before I send you my clothes? Really? You know what I mean? So your friends might just have to be H&M, Forever 21 and stuff like that because of your budget. But I will be completely honest. You are going to have to pay for this lifestyle before you get paid for it. Point blank, period. especially, and that's for any niche, but especially style blogging, just because style blogging is based on how you look 88% of the time. Oh, hold on. Was there anything specific you did to grow all your social platforms? I was just consistent. I mean, I think also I'm really blessed because of the time I started. Like when I started blogging, Instagram didn't even exist. I started a year before Instagram even started. But I was just on, and I'm very consistent on them. Like I think the one that I'm not consistent on the most is Facebook, but even that, I've been on Facebook and consistent on it to an extent that I have tens of thousands of followers on social media. You know what I mean? So like Facebook is like my smallest audience, and even that audience is 11,000. You see what I mean? So I think it's just how long I've been in the game. I think it's when I got in the game, and I also think that I'm consistent. You know, like there are people who have been on Twitter for 5 years and they have 800 followers. You know what I mean? Have they been consistent? Have they been intentional? I was also really intentional with my growth. Like I read and I research how to grow on each of these platforms on a quarterly basis, because algorithms and techniques are changing every day. You know, at this point, if you want to grow on Facebook at this point in the game, you got to pay to play, because now it's a Facebook ad game. You know, Facebook ads are the new TV commercials. So that's how you grow on that, you know, or doing a Facebook group. But with a Facebook page, you're only winning if you're doing Facebook ads. And then if you want to grow, you know, you have to go more of a community route and go Facebook group. All right. How will you make a one-to-one mentor selection if those not selected receive notification? Don't turn me down though. Honestly, we were so like focused on this workshop this week and all of that. Last week I was out because I was sick the entire week. So I'm like a week behind on like not only, you know, selecting one-on-one people, but even some other things. So I'm going to notify everybody anyway, whether I select them or not, but I'm just making the selection based on like people's experience. I'm going to everybody's blog to see how serious they are. And even if you haven't started blogging, for me, it's like, well, how seriously are you willing to take this? So that's why there's an application process, because I'm not interested in coaching somebody who's not willing to do the work. That's a waste of my time and yours, you know? And yeah, you know, pretty much that. I just purchased, woohoo, yay, Shantae. Curious if the research mod helps you know how to really position yourself as influencer and expert in your niche. No, research just teaches you how to make better content. You know what I mean? And if you make better content, then yes, I guess in turn, you will be more influential and looked to as somebody that knows what they're doing, because a lot of people are just creating content based on what they see, not based on what they know. So that's what the research module will cover. Well, I think I answered all the questions, you guys. I hope you guys got a lot of usefulness out of this. I appreciate you guys coming. I can't believe that there was over 200 people live and over 800 of you guys ended up signing up. If you guys sign up now, it's 3:32. If you guys sign up by 4 p.m., I will still give you the Pitch Please offer. But then after that, that offer is off the table, because that is a juicy and fantastic course, if I have to say. I love that course so much though, because like so many people have been like, oh my gosh, I literally did exactly what you said, because that course has like templates on what you should email brands and the stuff like that. So there's literally people who are like, hey, I literally did what you said and got the money that I asked for. And I'm like, yeah, it's really, sometimes it's really black and white. So that's always exciting. Okay, so this is the last group of questions I'm going to do so I can go. I think we have like 10 more questions. So Fanny asks, how do you make your post SEO friendly? Well, you know, it's just really about doing that SEO research. It really is about like, do you understand what are keywords that people are searching? One of my favorite SEO friendly tricks is really going into Google or Pinterest and just typing in 2 or 3 words, right? Like, you know, style blogging, and then seeing what comes at the end, you know, like that auto, what is it? It's not autocorrect, but it's like auto finish, auto complete or something like that. But whatever comes up, that'll let me know what people are searching for. You know what I mean? If I put in, you know, dinner recipes, and then it comes up dinner recipes easy, dinner recipes chicken, dinner recipes vegan. So then it lets me know what people are actually searching for. So that way I can use those keywords and create content based off of that. But that's essentially what you're doing. Like all SEO is making your content more searchable when people type it up in something like Pinterest or Google. Do you think blogger networks are useful for growing your following? I don't have any personal experience with that, so I can't really answer that question. But I mean, to an extent, I guess if you maximize it, but nothing's going to be useful for growing your following if you don't do the work. So whether it's a blogger network or not, if you don't do the work, because there's a lot of people in blogger networks and Facebook groups and they're not maximizing them. So they're getting the bottom of the barrel. So I think it could be, I don't want to say it's not, but I think you still have to maximize and do work. It doesn't make it easier for you. Are the ads on Instagram that are paid for promotion worth the money? I think Instagram is going to get there. I think it kind of is. Sort of. I don't have any experience with it. So again, I'm just giving you based off of like an educational guess. But the Facebook ads are completely and totally worth it if you do it right and stuff like that. Is it Farida? I think Farideh, Farideh, has a bomb Facebook ad course that gets your entire life together. So I can't say anything for Instagram ads. Facebook ads, absolutely. Sheena, for someone that has not started yet, where should we begin? I am always wanted to do this and I'm unsure where to start. Ready Set Blog is a really good masterclass of mine to take for that. Buy your domain, get your hosting, and start creating content. You can't grow nothing that don't exist. You know what I mean? It's like, it's like asking like, how do I grow these vegetables even though I haven't planted them yet? Well, it's like, well, plant and then figure out the growth part. You know what I mean? Start creating content. What you'll realize is what you're good at, what you're not good at, and what you like to do and what you don't like to do. Those will be the things that teach you, For some people, they think they're going to come in and love blogging and they actually love creating video or they love creating podcasts. So I would just say start creating, and then figure out how to get better as you go along. But again, I said the number one mistake all content creators, style bloggers included are making is that they are like, okay, I'm going to get better and like start perfect. It's not going to happen. You're going to suck. I want to be very clear. You're going to suck and it's probably going to be on like a 3 to 6 month basis. You're going to suck. But that's the price you have to pay if you want to do this. You're going to suck. You know what I mean? Unless you pay somebody else to do it for you. But you're going to suck and you just have to start. You have to start to get better. You don't get better to start. You start to get better. Tatiana, I've noticed that top bloggers like you and Ami don't have ads on your blog. Yeah, to me, it's really preference, but I don't have ads on my blog. Like Ami could have ads on her blog and make crazy money. But I think that, because you're not making money from ads if you have thousands of readers. You're getting money from blogs if you have millions of impressions and stuff like that. But I also think for me, it interrupts the experience on my blog. Like I want you to come and you're making pennies with ads. Like it doesn't make real money again until you're in the millions. So Ami could be doing it, but it just interrupts the flow of the blog. And if you have an aesthetic, ads are super just like random billboards on your blog. So for me, I don't aesthetically like it and it doesn't make me money worthwhile putting it on my blog. I make money, I have other streams of income that do, what I need to do, But yeah, to me, like ads is a really, in my personal opinion, ads on your blog is like really becoming more and more dated day by day, in my personal opinion. That's why Facebook ads and things like that do so well, because people are spending more time on your social than they are your blog. My question is, where do you look to locate rates for your rate kit as a beginner blogger? You don't, because the only person that can determine what you should get paid is you. Now, if you have friends in the blogging game who are getting paid and they're willing to tell you, I think you kind of use that, but really you should be able to determine what you should be, getting. I think there used to be an old rule, like for every 1,000 impressions you get, you should charge $25. Like you'll read stuff like that. But like I said, I have noticeably smaller followers than some people who I charge, and people would think I charge an arm and a leg, but I ask for that money and I get it, So yeah, I think what you have to take in consideration is, and I think this is why the blog business plan is so important, when you actually know how much it costs you to create an outfit post or cost you to produce a YouTube video. And then maybe whoever helped you, like for me, I have to buy clothes for an outfit post. You know what I mean? Even if somebody sends me shoes, I still have to wear an outfit. So it's like the cost of an outfit, the cost of a photographer, the cost of the software I'm using to edit my photos. So it's like, what's the cost of what it takes to produce your content? And then what's the cost of the time and labor you're putting in? And then that's the price you should be charging. You know what I mean? So if it's costing you about $200 to create an outfit post and stuff like that, then yeah, you should be turning and asking somebody for $1,000. Especially if it's taking you between editing, how long it's taking you and stuff like that. Yeah, maybe you should be asking for $750 to $1,000. But you have to go into that. And that's why the business plan is so important, because it breaks things down. It just breaks things down in plain and simple for you, where it's like, oh, okay, well, I understand why I'm charging that, All right, last two questions. I've already begun to write up an official style blog business plan. What is an avatar list? So an avatar list is literally just what your reader is. You know what I mean? So, and you'll start to know it more and more. You'll start to see people who are like commenting on your Instagram. And I always like to see who that is. I always go to their profiles and stuff like that. And so you'll start to see, it's like, okay, most of these women are like moms. Most of these women live in Atlanta. Okay, most of these women are African-American. So that's what your avatar list is, like their demographic, their age, their preferences. And I say avatar because pretty much you're averaging what your reader is or your follower is. But for me, is that woman is usually between 25 and 34. She's usually somebody's mom. And she usually has entrepreneurial aspirations, and she lives in New York, Atlanta, or Chicago. But I know that because of my analytics between Facebook and Google Analytics and surveys I've done, All right. Question, how do you balance everything? Because I find it hard. I'm a new mom, and trying to find the time can be hard to do some things. Oh my gosh, Whitney, I totally know where you're coming from. Girl, it's hard, point blank, period, and I tell people this all the time. It's hard. So that's why I'm writing emails really, really early in the morning, like 5:30 when my husband and kid are still sleeping, or super late at night, when I have the energy. I do more things early morning now that I'm pregnant, because my sleep schedule is real tight, you know what I mean? At almost 7 months pregnant. But I think once you realize that it's hard anyway, and then it's like, because it's hard either way. And I always tell people this, it's hard when you don't do the things that you want to do, and it's hard when you do things that you want to do, whether you have children or not. But it definitely is especially challenging when you are a mom, especially a new mom. It's really demanding. So what happens is, and what happened to me when I became a new mom, is I got really, really clear on what my schedule was and when I could have time. So it's like, okay, if I know she's taking that nap between 2 to 5, at 2 o'clock, I want to throw the laundry in. While the laundry's going, I can film this YouTube video, or I can write this blog post down. And you just have to know like where you can maximize. But I think it is something as black and white as that. It's just hard. It's hard because a lot of people are like, oh, okay, well, how many people do you have working for you? And you do this full time and stuff like that. If anything, it's actually way harder for me full time than when it was when I had a 9 to 5, because I don't have a fallback. So I don't have a fallback check to fall on if I was sleepy or tired. And now, because I work with a team of 3, you know what I mean? I'm delegating to them, making sure that we're turning a profit in X, Y, and Z kind of way, because, I have to pay a team, then I have to pay myself, then I have to pay for, you know what I mean, the office that I work out of. I have to pay for, like those, it's all hard. And I still have a 3-year-old, and I'm about to have a newborn in January. So what I want to make sure that I acknowledge without being insensitive is that it's hard, but your hard doesn't get more credit than somebody else's hard. You just have to figure out how to make your hard work for you. Hard, absolutely. Worth it, Totally. You know what I mean? So you just have to figure out what works for you. Do you have the time and energy to wake up early in the morning? Do you have the time and energy to work late at night? Where are those pockets, right? I always forget her name. It's Jessica something, but she wrote Fringe Hours. And she talks about how we have these pockets of time that we used to scroll on social media where we really could be writing out the draft of a blog post. So think about that too. How much time do you give to social media? When I actually step away from my phone 2 to 3 hours at a time, I get so much more done, even if I am with my daughter. You see what I mean? So yeah. So that's it, you guys. So if you haven't already signed up for Style Blogging School, you can sign up at bit.ly/Style Blogging School. This workshop is going to be available for the next 24 hours. Style Blogging School is $397 or $99 a month for 4 months. And then it is going to go up to $497 next week. And it goes live Wednesday, November 8th. So if you are interested in taking your style blog to the next level, becoming profitable, then let's do it. You know what I mean? If you're interested in doing one-on-one, I'm going to go make sure that link works. But do know the coaching program is a 4-figure program and it's for 3 months. So yeah, that's it, you guys. I appreciate you so much for being a part of this and asking all these questions. And I'll see you guys later. Check out MaddieJames.com and follow me on Instagram at the Maddie James. All right. Talk to you guys later.